Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior, and welcome to another Real Reason video. Today I'll be talking about the real reason why the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have been put into Fighter Pack 3. But before we actually get into that, let me give you guys a quick rundown about the creation of the Turtles and what's really happened to them over the course of time. Now, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were created in 1984 by two artists, Kevin Eastman and Peter Lard, who were the head of Mirage Studios, a one-shot comic book company that would often parody other well-known comics. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for instance, were in fact a parody of Daredevil, with both really gaining their powers from radioactive waste and both having masters that play very similar roles, with Daredevil's master being Stick and the Turtles' masters being Splinter, and Daredevil's enemies are initially the hand, whereas the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have the foot. So yeah, they parodied the hell out of Daredevil. Now, when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles initially launched, the Turtles were very dark and gritty compared to what we know of them now, and this rather dark tone may have been the reason why the comic didn't sell initially too well. It was only until they were approached by Mark Friedman, a licensing agent, that the two would become successful. You see, with Friedman working with them, they were able to branch out and expand their horizon. They were able to land a toy line and an animated television show to go alongside it, and this TV show was a smash hit, which really propelled the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles into pop culture, having them being recognized across the world. Hell, over the course of the next 5 or so years, they would have 3 different feature films. So needless to say, that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were a smash hit and really peaked at their popularity in the 1990s, and over the next decade and a half continued their success with more TV series and even video games to accompany this. As the years passed by, the property would eventually be sold off and handled by Nickelodeon, who obtained all merchandising and commercial rights in 2009, and this is where it plays into the title. Ever since Nickelodeon had obtained the rights to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the property hasn't been doing too well, outside of the TV shows, as they do tailor to more child-friendly content. But outside of that, every other form of media that Nickelodeon has attempted to create has received negative reception. This can be applied to their video games and the last 2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle films they had made. But then again, I don't blame them for this, as they did have this obnoxious psychopath behind the steering wheel. But what of their comic book sale, where they initially started from? Their comic book sales have definitely been quite bad over the last year or so. They have taken a large dip, having only sold 8,656 copies. Now, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics are no strangers to this, as something like this has happened to them before, but not as severe, as back in December of 2015, they were only able to sell 17,190 copies in that month alone. But as you can see here, the numbers continue to plummet, and the comic book line is in fact in desperate need of being revitalized in some form of way, and this was in fact successfully done back in the same month of December 2015, where Batman had a crossover with the TMNT universe. It was widely praised. Having sold 134,526 copies, it helped bring them back to the forefront. But obviously, as you guys can see, with the years passing by, the franchise has been struggling with its comic book sale, and with no third feature film around the corner, they don't seem to have any form of outside media propelling them back into the same place they had in pop culture in the 90s. So this is where Warner Brothers and DC steps in. With the dip of their comic book sales, they're understandably looking for another crossover to help propel their sales once again. So before Injustice 2's release, a crossover deal was made with Warner Brothers. As you see, another Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover would not only sell incredibly well, but help keep the property relevant. And really, the same rule can be applied here to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles being in Fighter Pack 3, as the last few games they've made have been mediocre at best. So by putting them in another fighting game that would understandably sell well because of the popularity of comic book films and media in general in the last decade or so, they'd understandably want to jump onto that bandwagon, as it would help them a lot commercially, especially in this day and age where comic book culture has reached its peak. Now, I'm not saying that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are a dying product, but ever since they exchanged hands with Nickelodeon, the product has had very little success, and that's probably due to the people mishandling their products in many different ways. You see, for the most part, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles appeal to just children now. Now yes, I'm not saying as an adult you can't watch it, but as a demographic that's clearly not aimed at, which does mean you're cutting off a certain section of your audience. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle films have been made in order to appeal to an older demographic, which is perfectly fine, except they messed up in one really bad way. And I know I've shit on him once already in this video, but putting Michael Bay as the director in this point in time wasn't a wise idea, as Bay has received a lot of flack over the last decade due to him mistreating and really damaging the Transformers product. So because of this and the reputation he has earned, his name on any film poster can be seen as a red flag, which is most likely why we haven't seen a third Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. But yeah, that's more or less it for this video now, guys. Hopefully it's given you more insight on the many reasons why the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have been put into Fighter Pack 3, as I do like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because as you would expect, it is a very nostalgic product for me, so I'm happy to see any form of support given to it. Now, how do you guys feel about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Are you happy they're DLC? Are you not? How do you feel about the product, and what is your favorite memory about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise? Please comment down below, as they have been a very big part of pop culture. I do want to apologize for lack of uploads, because recently our kitchen's being done up, and I happen to live above the room that's being torn apart right about now. So hopefully soon, my upload schedule can go back to a regular normal thing. Now, before this video wraps up, guys, if possible, let's try getting it to about 500 likes. It's a great way of supporting this channel, as YouTube's ad system is broken as hell, so by giving it a thumbs up, it helps out a ton. And if you would like to go that extra step, we also have a Patreon set up. All money there is appreciated, and you guys will also get some extra content on the side outside of the normal stuff you get here. This week there'll be a commentary track for a film known as #horror. Anyway guys, as always, please comment, like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Please take care, and I'll see you all next time.